This incident happened when I was in Dubai. We were sitting outside a coffee shop, me and all the guys. This you're talking of nearly 15, 20 years ago. And as we were sitting down, one guy, he was kind of a rich guy. He came there with his girlfriends and all that. And we kind of knew he's rich and all that. So we were like, whatever. So he came, he sat down on a table with a shisha, and obviously the restaurant waiters, they knew that he's a rich guy and regular customer. So they bought him his shisha and his juice or whatever he was drinking. They knew what he wanted. And as we were sitting there, we guys were looking at him, and he took out from his bag, he had a bag, took out his laptop. And no sooner he took out his laptop, that Apple logo was glowing. And the minute he took out, we all were like, oh, sheesh, man, he got an Apple. And, oh, that must be the latest Apple laptop. And we were all looking at him, oh, laptop, Apple. Now, the funny thing was, we all had laptops on our table. Not all, some of us had. One guy had Acer. Another guy must have had some brand. I don't even remember the brands they had, but I remember the brand he had. He had an Apple laptop. You call it MacBook Pro or whatever today. And how we knew that is because that Apple logo it was glowing, and like, wow, man, Apple. And he was just, he's rich, so he was just manhandling it. And we were all talking about it. And even though afterwards we left and came home, I was still thinking of, wow, man, Apple laptop and Apple. And the funny thing is, have you noticed that whenever someone has an Apple laptop and when they open it, that Apple logo glows. In fact, you go to any press conference or you go to any school or college where they allow laptops, and lo and behold, unless it is like a alien predator gaming laptop or something, if it's a Dell, nobody notices. If it is an IBM, nobody notices. But if it's an Apple, people notice. In fact, there is this pride that they have. They call themselves Apple fanboy. I myself, I've been using Apple now how many years? From the age of 30. 30 I started, I think. 16 years I've used Apple products. And now here's the funny thing. An Apple is bloody expensive, more expensive than a normal PC. You know the amount that I spend for my iMac. If I were to assemble a PC, I would have had a PC computer 4 times faster, maybe 3 or 4 times faster. That is, if we didn't have a shortage of parts and supplies. In normal market conditions, an assembled PC, the cost for it versus the cost of an iMac, I could buy double or triple the speed of an iMac. Many people have asked me, why the hell are you spending so much? Even a laptop nowadays, we can buy a much more faster one. But then why people buy Apple? Well, you can say that it's nicely integrated into one system. Some people say, okay, virus. Some people say there are no viruses or no Trojans, or it's a very stable operating system. I personally do it because of convenience. I'll tell you honestly, I do it because I'm used to it. It's plug and play. You don't have any wires. I have a PC also at home. I have an iMac. My iMac is $7,000-8,000. My PC is also $7,000-8,000. But the difference is one has lot of wires and cables, the other one is clean. And I'm used to working on a iOS system now. Okay, I started, like all of you, I started my life having a what do you call that, PC. Okay, so I'm not ashamed about it. I still like PCs. You can game on PCs, but that's not the point. The point of this, what I'm sharing with you, people take a lot of pride in having a Apple product. You see these headphones. Have you ever noticed that when someone buys a Apple headphones, you can make out, wow, that's an Apple headphone. Apple Watch, wow, Apple Watch. And even though there are, products better than an Apple Watch, products better than an Apple, headphone, even the smartphone, there are a lot of companies, a lot of brands that give so many more features than an Apple phone. The iPhone that I have a Samsung Fold. I have the flip phone. I have Samsung Ultra S20, 22. I'll tell you, the features that especially the Fold offers is much, much better than an Apple. But I've always seen a kind of a pride, although now it is kind of diminishing. People always stick towards Apple. Now, why is that? I was just thinking, like, why people are so proud about it? Why? Is it because the operating system? Is it the convenience? Is it all of it? Or is it something more than that? This led me to see the history of Apple and how Steve Jobs created a movement. Think different. Remember that? And how he, had this, the IBM, the other big corporates, and they are stuck up and all that. We'll do something different. We'll be creative. We'll be you remember the ad, the famous ad? It was, here's to the, the misfits and the troublemakers. And so we take a lot of pride not being like those PC guys stuck up. And even those ads, you remember the ads? You have a PC guy with suit and tie, you look like Bill Gates, but then you have a guy wearing jeans and looking casual. So he created a movement, a belief system that it was cool to be, Apple. We are different. We think different. We are different. We are not stuck up. We are creative. We are the troublemakers. We are the, even that very famous, like Blade Runner kind of dystopian ad I remember of that female running with a hammer and everything is going to change. Now, here's the funny thing. Apple made a lot of mistakes. Apple's products were clunky, slow, terrible, overpriced. They had so many issues. You remember the butterfly keyboard? Yeah, and even in the olden days, Apple had a lot of issues. But because that feeling was there, that belief, people followed it, So I was really thinking, okay, now Apple has this. Now what about me? Okay, like for example, now, people, and obviously the question will come to you, what about you? And I'll come to that. See, like, I have, 50,000 plus whatever subscribers. Okay. But the loyal, dedicated ones are 200, 300 people who see each and every video. Say 200. Okay. Any video I come out with, they follow it. So I was asking myself, why do these guys follow me? Is it for my resume rebrand services? No, that is a service. Is it for coaching? Is it the advice? Yeah, practical advice and all that they follow. But what is it that they follow me for? And that's where I realized they follow me for me being me. Be yourself, which was always my slogan. My slogan was be yourself, be you. Fight against the societal norms. Be true to yourself. Earn money doing what you love. So I was thinking of all the slogans that I had believed and all the belief systems that I had followed over the years. Then I realized this is why people follow me. I'm not a Harvard graduate or not an MBA, not successful in the corporate world. I'm a very simple guy, being himself, doing what he loves. Don't give a damn to society, give a fuck. Like, I just say what I want. Being happy. So these are the things that make me who I am. And the people who follow me are the ones who kind of relate to that. They're tired of this corporate world. They're tired of all the gimmicks, the two-faced stuff. They also want to be themselves. They also want to, live a life of their dreams and, just be yourself, be authentic. Like how this word is overused, being authentic. But in my case, it is being practical and being realistic. So as I was thinking about it, I realized that is who I am. That is my brand. And lo and behold, I was like, that should be my message, not this resume rebranding. That is what I offer. It's like Apple says, think different. Okay, think different, or whatever their slogan is. Or they appeal to the market, small market. The rebels, the misfits, the creative people, the people who are content creators. So they appeal to them, not to everyone. And obviously, yes, people who cannot afford, obviously, you can't buy it. Or people who have the money, they can buy, but they want the fastest, the best value for money in terms of maybe something else. They'll not go for Apple. Like, that doesn't mean that people who don't use Apple are not creative. One very close friend of mine whose photographs I use to this day. Imagine, I clicked them 10 years ago, that I was overweight. Still I use his photographs. He was an Apple user. He has totally stopped Apple. And now he has, for the cost that he would spend for an Apple, he has 3 absolutely super fast computers. He's a photographer, he's a videographer, and he loves Windows, PC. So that doesn't mean that if you don't use Apple, you're not cool or you're not making a statement. That's not the purpose of what I'm saying. Rather, it is how Apple managed to successfully manage, they got their loyal followers, they got their loyal believers. So I was asking myself, the people who follow me, the people who are loyal to me, what is the core essence of my brand? And how should I rebrand and communicate this? Now, obviously, it comes to you, because you also want to be the same, right? Who wouldn't want to be like an Apple or a worthwhile brand? I think the one message that I can give you from what I discovered about this, the loyalty of Apple, the message of Apple, and the fan following, the die-hard loyalists of Apple, I think I was able to identify what made people who believed in me, who follow me, very few, but who stick by me. And now obviously the goal is how I can communicate this message to the world, because at the end of the day, that is what personal branding is all about. So if I had to leave you with something worthwhile, a message that you can carry and use for yourself, is what are your core values? What do you really believe in? Who are you really? Now, obviously, you can say, oh, I'm different. That's very tempting to say I'm different, but that is not you. That way we all are different. So how does that differentiate? Everyone can say I'm different. So by the way, I'll be making a rebranding exercise very soon. You'll see my wallpaper, my message, my website. Quite a number of things will be changing slowly. I've already started the work. Even on the videos, you'll see a very different message coming slowly. Maybe this video itself, I will start with a new message. I don't know. But I'm going to start rebranding myself. So, whatever I share with you is not just theory. It is stuff that I'm doing for myself. So for you, the question is, until now, whatever is your name, people just knew you as a name. Now the question is, what do you stand for? What are you known for? What makes you stand out? You say you're different. What makes you stand out? Let's say 10 guys, same skill. Okay, in my case, you could say the tattoos, the tattooed face, the pierced tongue. Like, I've shown you photographs of guys here who are even more tattooed than me. So what differentiates me with them? Then when the tattoo is the same, and let's say he has a pierced tongue like me, then obviously it is my content, right? But let's assume he also makes content. Then what is the differentiative factor? I can say Dubai, Indian audience. I speak on self-improvement. So I'm pretty sure he doesn't do Dubai. He doesn't do, he doesn't have an Indian audience. He doesn't do self-improvement. So that is how you slowly differentiate yourself. But it's very important to communicate this message with clarity, because first is you have to communicate the message to yourself. You need to be clear that you understood the message yourself. Then you need to rephrase it in a way that people understand you. If people don't understand you, people don't understand your message, don't know what is your brand, don't know what you stand for, why would they follow you? And then why would they take your services? Why would they pay you money? Because remember, if you start marketing in terms of services, there's dime a dozen. That's the same mistake I think I did. I positioned myself, resume, rebrand, and this and that. I think there are so many people who can do rebrand and personal brand and this. But what makes me stand out? What makes me not just appearance? It has to be everything. And I have to communicate this message to the world. If not the regulars, because the regulars know there are billions of people. So maybe I'll not get billions, maybe a few. How do I communicate to those new people? And that is how your followers grow. That is how your fans grow. That is how the people in you who believe in you. And that is how you'll be able to market yourself, sell yourself, and stand out and remain relevant. Otherwise, you will not, Because always remember, like I told you before, I've never seen anybody having a Dell or Acer and proudly showing off their laptop. I've never seen anyone having non-branded headphones. Like if it's a top of the range Sennheiser, they'll show. If it's an Apple, they'll show. But just imagine, even a Bose they will show. But otherwise, do they show an ordinary brand? Like imagine someone having an Apple versus someone having an Oppo or Reno. Now Samsung Fold. When you show that, oh, it's a statement, right? Now, why do you think even cars, people have like Harley Davidson. Some people, even if they don't have a Harley, they have their logos of their shirts and their products. Have you seen anyone having, I don't know, Toyota logo on their body? Even Rolls-Royce, even though it's prestigious, people don't have that, but they'll have a Harley. I think you need to find out your niche crowd. You need to find out who do you appeal to. you can't be everything to everyone. You need to be, there are so many people who tattoo their favorite film stars, boxers on their body. Just imagine their favorite, they'll tattoo on their body. A human being, another human being, not related to them. Mike Tyson or this or that. We do that with the ones we love, like how I tattooed that time my ex-girlfriend's thing, because she was important to me. But now here you're talking of people who are not related, not son, daughter, girlfriend, just someone they admire. So imagine why. Ask yourself why. What is the reason? And how can you use this formula to your brand and your success? For me, as I'm trying to, rebrand myself, the story about Apple, the fact of why people take so much of pride and, they love to show, this is my Apple, this is my laptop, this is my watch, or I'm all Apple, headphones, and, I'm in the Apple ecosystem. Why? It's not just because it syncs properly. By the way, I don't have Apple Watch, I have Samsung Watch. Apple didn't work with my tattoos. It can't read through skin. That's one massive drawback. Other side, I got the Apple. It is because this brand communicates a vision, communicates a feeling, communicates a message that people can relate to. And if you can do that, communicate a feeling, a message, a vision, a statement of who you are, and improve on it. And from there, couple it with what you specialize in. I think eventually you'll achieve success. That is why people who are Muslims, they come together. People who have common values. Like obviously, if you are in India and you meet someone in India, you're not going to say India, India. But if you're an Indian and you're in USA, you meet someone, hey, you're from India, right? You can be north, south, whatever. You say you're from India, right? Togetherness. Same thing comes with the loyalty for a flag, a country, a cricket team, a football team. People even tattoo logos of their clubs. They wear their shirts proudly, the socks, the merch. So yeah, I've realized I need to rebrand myself, and I think while doing this research, this Apple phenomenon itself spoke volumes to me. And now obviously comes the part where how can I implement this, which you will see in another few more days. And I need to make it work, which I will. Like I said, your brand needs to be something where, like that guy, when he came with his laptop, and he, when he came, sat down, and took out that Apple laptop from the bag, everyone like, ooh, whoa, wow. Nobody noticed any other laptop except that. I think that's the effect I give, when I walk into a room with my face. Anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Agree, disagree. Love to hear from you. You guys take care.